Welcome back to the Shred the Spread podcast. I'm your host, Jared. This is our weekly best bets episode for the contest. As always, you guys get our 5 best bets against the spread. Before we get into those picks, let me bring on my co-host, my right-hand man, my dude. Now, welcome back, man.
Yeah, what's going on, my guy? Nice little week hiatus. Thursday night football sucked on props. End up actually not being a bad game. The overhit, who would have thought? But at the end of the day, I'm just glad to be back. Like I said, we had one whole week to kind of just rest up, get ready for this best bets week 7. And bro, I'm ready to dive into it. Before I get into it though, Doug Peterson, I'm looking at you. You're done. Okay, you're done. You're in the dungeon. And we got a couple more coaches in the dungeon that we'll get into. But for right now, man, let's dive into these best bets, man. Let's get it going. Feel really good this week.
Last week had a couple
heartbreaks.
I mean, we'll take a 3-2 with bad beats like any day of the week. But Dino and I have a good feeling this week. So as you guys know, we do our best not to discuss, go back and forth and, persuade each other. We want, what do you think? What do I think? And we come together at the end and we texted each other at the same time, and we had 4 of 5 that were the same. We talked a little bit. We ended up agreeing on one, and it was kind of both of the one that we left out last. Right. We came to agreements on that. So Dino and I have 4 off the bat that we agreed with, and then we came together on the last pick. So either we're all in or all out this week, and we feel good. It's a tough week, but we feel good. It's not dilly-dally anymore, Dino. Let's get right into it.
Let's go!
Leading us off, we've got the podcast team, the Cincinnati Bengals, but we are not backing the Bengals this week. We're backing the Browns at home. Browns plus 6.5 in the contest. This is a spot where me and Dino were kind of discussed that if Deshaun Watson is going to have a decent passing game this year, it's going to be against this Bengals defense. And another thing, the Bengals, as you guys know, we've bet them several times this year. They just don't put teams away. It's always teeter-tottering on the spread. You saw it versus the Panthers. And, you saw it last week versus the Giants. And we got lucky. He broke a touchdown run. Like, they don't put teams away. And the Browns defense, as you saw last week with Philly, they keep that poor offense in the game. The defense and Myles Garrett, as long as he is out there, we have confidence in them for him to make plays. The Browns are going to rely on the run now that kind of chemistry is going with Amari Cooper. But Dino and I made a good point earlier. When you trade one of your best players, and Dino said this, and I quote him right here. When you trade Amari Cooper, only thing it does is make everybody else who wanted his spot even hungrier. Because now they have an opportunity to do so. It's a division game. They're at home, and they have a chance to make their name known. Elijah Mitchell is going to get a lot of snap count this game. He's going to be that next guy up. Jerry Jeudy's got to step up. And with the Browns focusing on the run, yes, Jerome Ford is out, but we're getting Nick Chubb back. Not at 100%, but he's still there. You have the experience at the goal line, in the red zone. You have experience on 3rd and short. Like, he has the vision. He has the experience. He's the guy who's going to get those first downs where these other running backs on the Browns may not do so. So there's a little bit of an edge to this Browns pick. We got them at plus 6.5. It's looks like it's shooting down 5.5, trending towards 5. A lot of books. I kind of rambled a lot, Dino. Did I miss anything?
You didn't really miss much. To basically keep it short, I'm gonna do simple math for you, and this is how I ended the conversation between me and Jared when we was determining if this is going to be in or out. I'm backed by a good defense versus a bad defense with 6.5 points, and the over/under is 41.5. Everything speaks towards leaning to the Browns here, especially at home. On top of that, they're not in Cincinnati; they're at home. Yeah. A division game. You guys know how I feel about division games. They're close anyway. Hey, back that good defense with the Browns. They proved their worth last week against the Eagles. And if you want to, combat me, you're a Commanders fan. The Commanders dropped 41 on the Browns defense. Yeah, you're right. But that offense also turned the ball over 3 times in that situation and gave the Commanders extra possessions. So at the end of the day, you keep a clean game. Nick Chubb is back. Yes, he will be limited, but anytime Nick Chubb, if Nick Chubb touches the ball 10 to 12 times, wow, okay, that's great. That's exactly what we want. just be able to take the ball away from Deshaun Watson as much as possible. And like I said, you're at home, 6.5 points. Well, what are we talking about here? Bengals are just too terrible of a defense to not back here.
And historically, the Browns always play the Bengals close. It's just a
Yeah.
division game. Let's take the big spread. Let's not think the big home dogs in the division. This is Donnell and I's bread and butter. So we're not going to overthink it. Got to play these spots. Donnell,
Yes, sir.
give them the second pick of the week.
Second pick, man. We're going that Mo City Dan Campbell and them Lions plus 2.5 versus the Minnesota Vikings. And this was one of those for me where me and Jared, I agreed to Jared when we sent the messages. This is exactly what's on one of my picks. The biggest thing I was worried about was that Vikings defense and the pressure they can get on Jared Goff. But the way this Lions defense has just absolutely been torching teams, getting out to a full run. I mean, getting out to a full set of game. This offense has finally caught on to their fluidity. They beat on the Cowboys last week, tremendously bad. I mean, open hand ass whooping. I mean, it was bad. It was terrible. I enjoyed the hell out of it. But you got a back here. Like I said, Jared Goff. I mean, we're in a dome again. I mean, every game this season, Jared Goff is playing. He's in the dome. And the way this offense is looking right now, I feel like man to man, they have enough weapons on the outside and the running back in the backfield to catch the ball in order to kind of, minimize that, especially with the screen game. Definitely expect the Vikings to get their first loss this week. I feel like they rode high. I mean, you already know how me and Jared felt this before the season even started. The Vikings, we didn't expect them to be anything, all right? It's a surprising start. We get it. They've been great. But I expect this Lions pressure to still get there, even without Aiden Hutchinson. I still expect this Lions pressure to get there, kind of rattle Sam Darnold a little bit. And honestly, this is what they need. If they want to win a division, like we put them as to win the division, they got to win this game right here.
Yeah, I just think, call me crazy. I mean, Dino, you could probably cater to this too. I have not been sold on this Vikings team yet. I don't know why I'm so skeptical.
No.
They win, they cover. It's annoying. I still am not sold on this team. And Aiden Hutchinson being out is huge. Defensive Player of the Year candidate. He was absolutely balling. Yes. But there's still so many pieces on this defensive line. And the one thing that I am really grading highly in this game is this Lions offensive line. They are young, but they are now experienced. And they're going up against a defensive coordinator that's going to blitz a lot. Jared Goff, this game is on him. It's on him. We've got two great running backs. You've got Jahmyr Gibbs, a year from his rookie year. He's got another year under his belt. He's the guy who I think is going to be the X factor here. The block and release and get outside, quick reads. I think there's going to be a lot of screen passes. I'm expecting Sam Laporta to dominate the middle of the field. Mm-hmm. I really feel like Dan Campbell has his finger on this offense right now. Ben Johnson is unbelievably creative right now. He's just doing it to show off at this point. Like, you kind of saw last week, he wanted an offensive lineman to score a touchdown versus the Cowboys so bad. But I think there's a chip on his shoulder. A lot of people called him crazy for going back and taking an offensive coordinator role. And Donnell said it best. This is a big game for the Lions if they wanted to win this division. The Packers are cruising. The Vikings are undefeated. And the Bears are no slouch. Like, these division games count more than, I mean, this is a very, very similar to like a AFC North type of matchup.
Type division, yeah.
All of these teams are very competitive, and they're going to be taking every game seriously. So we're going to take the points here. The Lions are the better team. They have the better personnel. They have the better players. I expect the Lions to go handle business. This is the most public bet we probably are going to have been on in a long time.
Yeah.
The Lions are dog, but the public wins too, as they've been winning all freaking year.
All year long, bro.
So give all us the Lions, man. We're not gonna think about it anymore. So, but also, our third pick of the week is another dog. 3 dogs in a row. This dog is a big dog. This dog is the Kansas City Chiefs plus 1.5 versus the 49ers. We really don't have to say much. Yes. Is Rashee Rice not there and he was the number one target guy for Patrick Mahomes? Yes. But there's going to come down to 2 things for this Chiefs team. Defense, Travis Kelce, and Xavier Worthy. Mm-hmm. This team has a chance to control the ball. We've seen this Niners team. Yes, they are very talented, but they're in the similar boat of, for some reason, they almost have like this Bengals-esque. they're not closing teams out. Ask the Rams. Shit, they just lost another game.
Yeah,
Vikings.
No, it wasn't
It was
Vikings.
Vikings. They lost.
It was Vikings. Yeah,
Like
yep.
they're letting teams hang around. And what do you do when you give Patrick Mahomes the ball at the end of the game with a chance to win, tie, or whatever? He does it. He's money. They got one of the best kickers in the NFL, most consistent. They've got the best quarterback in the NFL, the best coach in the NFL, and an experienced team. And that's the one thing in the NFL where you can't take for granted is experience. Brock Purdy's still learning. You can see it plain as day. Christian McCaffrey is not there. The safety blanket for Brock Purdy in these big games are not there. He helps him out more. He helps him out with the most unspeakable things possible, whether it's just the very quick, like, reads of the defense. Like, Jordan Mason's banged up. There's going to, I mean, he's questionable to play. So that means you're going to your fourth and fifth string running backs if Jordan Mason doesn't play, because remember, Elijah Mitchell is not playing.
No.
Christian McCaffrey is not playing. So Jordan Mason, yes, he's been the workhorse, but he doesn't do nearly as much in the offensive game as Christian McCaffrey. So I think the Chiefs are a dog. We play him every time. Let's not overthink it, Dino. What else?
Yeah. No, man. And you, like it gets to a point, bro. You just got to stop. Like, down the Chiefs at this point is bro. You got to be tired. You got to be tired of it. I mean, no receiver, no running back, but they still have a Hall of Fame tight end. I mean, and on top of that, remember I made that joke about them replacing the running back that they let go. They replaced the running back with the running back they let go because one of the running backs hurt. They literally have the same running back room, and just now, all of a sudden, Kareem Hunt is now, 2019, 2020 Kareem Hunt, 2021 Kareem Hunt, like, out of nowhere. So, it's just, the scheme is too good. The coach is just too good. The tight end, he came back and showed life and exactly who he is, and Travis Kelce. And Steve Spagnuolo, as far as I'm concerned, like I said, I still consider him the best playoff defensive coordinator in all the game. He knows how to dial up a good defense. He played a good regular season last year. I had another good game right now against the Niners. And like you said, Niners got a closing out problem. I know Patrick Mahomes can close out a game. You give me Patrick Mahomes in that 1.5.
Yeah, we'd play this spot 10 times out of 10. We're not going to, no matter what, we're playing it. So, Dino, the fourth pick of the week.
The fourth pick, boy, oh boy, buckle on up. Woo, buckle on up.
But let him say it.
Yeah, man. Listen. If y'all thought y'all were sick of the Panthers last year, you're going to be sick of these boys. The Jets. Never thought I'll say it again. But the Jets, -1.5 versus the Steelers in Steel City, right? They're in Pittsburgh. I mean, guys, I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is more of we're fading the Steelers offense against a very good Jets defense. No matter if it's Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, even though I still have a little hope for Russell Wilson, Jared is completely on the other side with that, and I understand it. I completely understand. I understand. But either way, they're going against a tough Jets defense. And as far as I'm concerned, the Jets' losses have not been big losses. I think in all their losses, the point differential has been 10. They're in games each and every week. They just got to finish. Now, granted, I need you to understand, well, what has changed since then? Well, y'all heard news. Devontae Adams is coming to town. He's coming with his old best friend. And to be honest with you guys, like, I get it. How much help does Aaron Rodgers need? Da. Well, guess what? He got the biggest help of all. It don't matter no more. That's his guy. That's his guy. You know what I'm saying to you? It's like me doing the podcast without Jared. We're not the same, bro. When Jared's here, we're on it. That's how it is. So having the top receiver back and one of the top receivers in the league back alongside with one of the used to be top quarterbacks in the league with still those weapons around him. I mean, the weapons are still there. And like I said, man, I don't. Justin Fields or Russell Wilson is not going to have a great day. I just don't see it. I feel like the Jets, another storyline here. Devontae Adams joins Aaron Rodgers, and they get their first win. Now they're back buddy. Let's see if they can run this stretch going on. So, and I feel like it starts here, if it were to start. And I feel like the Steelers are starting to begin their sputter. Because right now, they still don't have the quarterback thing figured out. And these next 6-7 weeks is about to get real. It's about to get real, and it starts this week with the Jets. I got the Jets -1.5 all day today.
There's two things I want to say. One is Russell Wilson is going to be the quarterback of a team where Justin Fields was extending plays with his legs, and he was the reason why that offense looked so good.
Yep.
You're taking
I'll
that
give you
away.
that.
Number
Yep.
2, this is my favorite thing about this. This Davante Adams trade, yes, it's cool. He's back with Aaron Rodgers, but you know what that does? It gives Garrett Wilson a matchup versus a number 2 corner. It gets Allen Lazard a matchup in the slot versus a number 3 corner. And you know what it means, Donnell? It means there's less Mike Williams on the goddamn field because I am sick and tired of him running the wrong route, not being ready for the ball, getting hit in the hands. I mean, did you see what Aaron? Okay, yes, the Jets missed 2 field goals last game. They could have. I mean, forget the win. They
They could have won that
covered
game
easily because
Yeah.
the Bills, even if they kick that field goal, the Jets are up 3. If they score a touchdown, the Jets are down 1. They cover regardless. There's just not enough time. There's not enough possessions in the fourth quarter. Those 2 field goals are absolutely huge. And now you have everybody getting a bump because you got Davante Adams in there. And they're going against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense where, yes, they are good, but
They're
there's
nasty.
too many weapons. And you see, listen, I think the one most surprising thing about this Jets team this year has been Allen Lazard. He has been such a crucial third down threat, and he runs incredible routes. I mean, you saw last week, he caught a ball between 2 defenders, and it's literally grazing the hip of the middle line. I think it was a middle linebacker or the safety, but it was
Safety.
grazing the hip. And he kept, literally, he's looking through his arm, like through here, and catches the ball. Like, he's so dialed in, and Aaron Rodgers trusts him. So now you're bringing back chemistry and trust with Davante Adams. You still have that with Allen Lazard. And Garrett Wilson is now lined up versus a number 2 corner. Everybody eats. They're going to throw the ball a lot. Breece Hall, get ready to catch because your ass is going to be watching Aaron. He almost threw for 300 yards last week. And he hasn't thrown close to 300 yards in almost 2
Bro, in like 2 years.
So
yeah.
There's a different mentality to this. So he still has something to prove. They lost last week. The coach is not there. Everything's going to be on Aaron Rodgers' shoulders. And they should have won last week. He did enough to win. So I'm not discrediting him. This is where the Jets go on their streak. They might win 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. I think they piece it together. Davante Adams is going to make everybody better. That's the biggest thing. He makes everything better.
That's bold, my boy.
And
that's bold. So that means in the next 6 to 7 weeks that they're dogs.
Yes, exactly. And
let you know,
this team is going to be off the chain because everybody's going to be happy. They got some guy. They got a dog. They got somebody in there that can change the culture and change he's a winner. He's like the guy's 1,000 yards every damn year. Like he's just, and he catches everything. Like and route running. He's going to make everybody else better. So I love the Jets. I know we've been beating the shit out of them this year, but you got to. Yeah. So last pick, Donnell, bring it home.
I'm gonna bring it on home. And what's crazy about it is this is a pick against a team who I really, really like in that division in the AFC North. But we got the Bucks +3.5 going against the Ravens at home. I mean, we get the number here. All right, we get 3.5. So you already got me there. But I think people need to understand too. The Ravens, great team. Okay, great offensive team. They have been surprisingly very lackluster on that defensive side. And it looks to the point where it's even soft. Baker Mayfield is having one of the best seasons of his career after having the best season of his career last year. He's leading the league in touchdown passes. Mike Evans is catching every inning and every touchdown pass that comes to it. Chris Godwin, wow, man, welcome back. I mean, he looks fresh, brand new. You can tell the difference between last year to this year, man. He is really balling and hooping. And you saw what Terry McLaurin did to the Ravens last week. You saw what the receiving core of Zach Ertz did to the Ravens last week. You now have to worry about Mike Evans, Chris Godwin on the outsides there. And I feel like that's going to be Achilles' heel. It's funny because when you really look at the teams, you think, the Ravens are a better offensive team. They can't keep up. Nah, this Bucks team can keep up against this Ravens defense. And that's what I'm banking on here. 3.5 at home dog. I mean, this is like I said, this is what we do. This is what we love, bro. Home dogs, got the number. And as far as I'm concerned, man, the Ravens, they may win this game, but To be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie to you. The Bucks have been surprisingly really good. And I feel like those outside matchups are going to be the difference in this game.
Yeah, Mike Evans last few weeks has been money. He's been the go-to. He's been
Money.
the goal line threat. And the one thing, so I think the Bucks win this game. But the one thing that I will say that really pointed my finger on this was Baker Mayfield and his resilience. You saw what they did last week. We had the Bucks last week. They blew a 20-point lead to the Saints within a matter of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks, Baker Mayfield did not care. He threw back-to-back picks. He went out there and led 2 touchdown drives again.
Mm-hmm.
So they put up 50 damn points. The guy does not care. He's going to go out there. He's going to throw to his guys. He's going to get them open. And like you said, Chris Godwin is having a career resurgence this year. And he is going to be crucial in this game. And there's one guy on the Buccaneers defense that
I already know what you're about to say.
He can cause havoc to this
Yes,
Derrick
sir.
Henry running game, and that's Vita Vea.
Yes,
As
sir.
long as he is out there, that's all I need, because that secondary has been scrappy. They've been making plays and turning the ball over, and I trust them. But as long as they can contain Derrick Henry and force Lamar to pass, Baker Mayfield wins a shootout 8 times out of 10 versus Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry to say it. He's gonna win the shootout because he takes deeper bombs. He's got better receivers, and he's more poised in the pocket. Lamar gets happy feet. So give me the Bucks at home, prime time, plus 3.5. I think they win this game outright.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this now. You will not see Zay Flowers get 143 receiving yards. Okay, they played a very terrible Commanders defense. As a matter of fact, I don't remember the last time Zay Flowers had 100 receiving yards. Yeah, and that speaks to it. Like I said, they're really a ground and pound team. And like I said, this Buccaneers defense is built for exactly that. Exactly that.
Yeah. So I mean, we saw the Ravens time of year, week in week, they let up a lot of passing yards. So they're going against a guy who wants to sling the rock. So we're going to take a shot on him.
Yes, sir.
That wraps it up. We've got the Browns at home plus 6.5, the Lions plus 2.5, Chiefs plus 1.5, Jets minus 1.5, and to round it out, prime time Monday night, Buccaneers plus 3.5 versus the Ravens. Should be an incredible game. But those are our 5 favorite picks of the week. Dino, any last words for the viewers?
Same message as every episode, Knuckleheads. Make sure you guys tune in to us on X at Shred the Spread _, and then follow me at Dineezy. That's at DYNEEZY. Stay tuned, because just one of those updates we had on Thursday night where we said we're not going to do an episode, you guys want to be live, then tune in for that. So make sure you guys follow us on X at Shred the Spread _. And hey man, same thing every week, bro. Let's get it rolling. I feel like this is the most we've been locked in together with these picks. So, man, I expect a great week.
Yeah, Dino and I are we're locked in this week. So we agree. That's step 1. We put the puzzle together. That's step 2. And now we just need these games to go in our favor for one goddamn week. So he said it best. Thanks again for watching another episode of the Shred the Spread podcast. We will be back next week for our Thursday night football special. Thanks again for watching. And Dino, you know what tomorrow is? Roll Tide. See you guys next week. Thanks for watching.